Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vidamscha Om Agyana Timaranda Shahagana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhishtam Supurakam Guruganara Shesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Ujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyanvidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Premno Ebijapranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandamaranam Balarka Chilanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Mandetam Shubharam Madeka Sharanam Nyasishwara Shidaram Manshakopatarubyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Adi-lila, chapter 4, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. I'll start with verse number 99. Prema Bhakti Shikayate Apane Avatari Radha Baba Kanti Dui Angikara Kori Sri Krishna Chaitanya Rupe Koilavatar Eta Panchama Shlokar Artha Parachar. To promulgate Prema Bhakti, devotional service and love of Godhead, Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya with the mood and complexion of Sri Radha. Thus I have explained the meaning of the 5th verse. Shashta shlokararta korite prakash pratame kohiye se shlokarabhas. To explain the 6th verse, I shall first give a hint of its meaning. Avatare Prabhu Pracharila Sankirtan Ehobaya Hetu Purve Koriya Jachi Suchan. The Lord came to propagate Sankirtan. That is an external purpose, as I have already indicated. Avatarer Ara Ek Achi Mukya Bij Rasika Shekara Krishna Se Karyanij. There is a principal cause for Lord Krishna's appearance. It grows from his own engagements as the foremost enjoyer of loving exchanges. Ati Guda Hetu Se Tribida Prakar Damodara Swarup Hoite Jahara Prachar. The most confidential cause is threefold. Swarup Damodar has revealed it. Swarup Gosai Prabhur Ati Antaranga Tahate Janena Prabhur Esab Prasanga. Swarup Damodar is the most intimate associate of the Lord. He therefore knows all these topics well. Radhikara Baba Murti Prabhura Antar Sebave Sukaduk Ute Nirantar. The heart of Lord Chaitanya is the image of Sri Radhika's emotions. Thus feelings of pleasure and pain rise constantly therein. Seish Leelaya Prabhur Krishna Viraha Unmad Brahmamoy Cheshta Ara Pralapamoya Bad. In the final portions of his pastimes, Lord Chaitanya was observed with the madness of separation from Lord Krishna. He acted in erroneous ways and talked deliriously. Radhikara Bhava Jaiche Udbhava Darshane Sebhave Mata Prabhu Rohe Ratridine. Just as Radhika went mad at the sight of Uddhava, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was obsessed day and night with the madness of separation. Ratri pralap kore swarupera kantadori aveshe apana bhava kohaye udgari. At night he talked incoherently in grief with his arms around Swarup Damodar's neck. He spoke out his heart in ecstatic inspiration. Jabije bhavute prabhurantar se gite shloke sukha denuda mudar. Whenever a particular sentiment arose in his heart, Swarup Damodar satisfied him by singing songs or reciting verses of the same nature. Ebe garya nahi kichu e sab bichare age iha virabiba korea vishtare. To analyze these pastimes is not necessary now. Later I shall describe them in detail. Purve Braje Krishna Tri Bida Vayodharma Komara Boganda Ara Kaishora Atimarma. Formerly in Braja, Lord Krishna displayed three ages, namely childhood, boyhood, and we could say, and youth. Here it says adolescence, but it's like youth. His adolescence is especially significant. Vatsaya Veshe Koila, Kumara Safa, Poganda Sapala Koila, Loya Sakai, Sakabal. Parental affection made his childhood fruitful. His boyhood was successful with his friends. Radhikari, Loya Koila, Rasade Bilas, Manchabori, Aswadila, Rasera Nirjash. In youth, he tasted the essence of rasa, fulfilling his desires and pastimes like the rasa dance with Srimati Radhika and the other gopis. So here we're speaking third age, as it previously had mentioned. Three ages, childhood, boyhood, and adolescence. But here it's mentioning, instead of adolescence, it's specifically saying, Prabhupada has a translation of youth. In youth, he tasted the essence of rasa, fulfilling his desires and pastimes like the rasa dance with Srimati Radhika and the other gopis. Kaishoravaya sekam jagat saka rasari lilaya teen korila saval. In his youth, Lord Krishna made all three of his ages and the entire universe successful by his pastimes of amorous love, like the rasa dance. Sopi kaishoraka vayo manayan marush sudana Reme Stri Ratna Kutasta Shapashu Chapita Hitaha. Lord Madhusudana enjoyed his youth with pastimes on autumn nights in the midst of the jewel-like milkmaids. Thus he dispelled all the misfortunes of the world. Vacha Suchita Sarvari Ratikala Pagabhyaya Radikam Vridik Kunchita Lochanam Virachayan Agre Sakinam Aso Tadbaksho Ruha Chitra Kelim Makari Panditya Bharam Gata Kaishoram Safali Karoti Kalayan Kunje Viharam Hari. Lord Krishna made Srimati Radharani close her eyes in shame before her friends by his words relating their amorous activities on the previous night. Thus he showed the highest limit of cleverness in drawing pictures of dolphins in various playful sports on her breasts. In this way, Lord Hari made his youth successful by performing pastimes in the bushes with Sri Radha and her friends. Harir Esha Nached Avatarishan Maturayam Madhurakshi Radhika Cha Abam Vishyad Iyam Vrita Vishritir Makarankastu Visheshatas Taratra. O Purnamasi, if Lord Hari had not descended in Mathura with Srimati Radharani, this entire creation, and especially Cupid, the demigod of love, would have been useless. This verse is spoken by Sri Vrindadevi in the Vidagdha Madhava of Srila Rupa Goswami. Emata Purve Krishna Rasara Sadan Jajapi Korila Rasa Nirjasa Charvan Tatapi Nahi Labtina Banshita Puran Taha Shwadite Jadi Korila Jatan. Even though Lord Krishna, the abode of all rasas, had previously in this way chewed the essence of the mellows of love, still he was unable to fulfill three desires, although he made efforts to taste them. Tahara Pratama Vansha Koraye Vyakyan Krishna Kohe Ami Hoi Rasara Niran. I shall explain his first desire. Krishna says, I am the primary cause of all rasas. Purnananda Moy Ami Chinmoya Purna Tattva Radhikara Premiyama Koraya Unmata. I am the full spiritual truth and am made of full joy, but the love of Srimati Radharani drives me mad. Najani Radhara Premi Achekata Bol Jebole Amare Kore Sarvara Vivol. I do not know the strength of Radha's love, with which she always overwhelms me. Radhikara Prema Guru Ami Sishyam Nata Sadama Nana Nritye Nachaya Udbala. The love of Radhika is my teacher, and I am her dancing pupil. Her prema makes me dance various novel dances. Kasmad Brinde Priyasaki Hare Paramulat Kuto Sati Kundaranye Kim Iha Kurute Nritya Siksham Guru Kaha Tam Twan Murti Prati Taru Latam Dig Vidikshu Swaranti Shailus Shiva Brahmati Parito Nartayanti Swapaschat. O my beloved friend Vrinda, where are you coming from? I'm coming from the feet of Sri Hari. Where is he? In the forest on the bank of Radhakund. What is he doing there? He is learning dancing. Who is his master? Your image, Radha, revealing itself in every tree and creeper in every direction. Is your image, Radha, revealing itself in every tree and creeper in every direction, is running like a skillful dancer, making him dance behind. This verse is from the Govinda Lilamrita of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Nija prema svade mor hoy jay alad taha hoite kotigun rara prema svad. Whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love for Srimati Radharani, she tastes 10 million times more than me by her love. Ami jaiche paraspar viruda dharma shroy radha prema taiche sada viruda dharma moy. Just as I am the abode of all mutually contradictory characteristics, so Radha's love is always full of similar contradictions. Radha prema vibhujara bharite nahitai tatapi se kane kane badaye sadai. Radha's love is all pervading, leaving no room for expansion. but still it is expanding constantly. Yata Bayi Guru Bastu Nahi Shunischita Tatapi Guru Dharma Gaurava Bharjita. There is certainly nothing greater than her love, but her love is devoid of pride. That is a sign of its greatness. Jahoite Sunirmala Dvatiya Nahi Ar Tatapi Sarvada Bhamya Bakra Vyavahar. Nothing is purer than her love, but its behavior is always perverse and crooked. Vibhorapi Kalayan Sara Bivridim Gurur Api Gaurava Charyaya Vihina Muhur Upachita Vakrimapi Sudel Jayati Muradvishi Radhikanuragaha. All glories to Radha's love for Krishna, the enemy of the demon Mura. Although it is all-pervading, it tends to increase at every moment. Although it is important, it is devoid of pride, and although it is pure, it is always beset with duplicity. All glories to Radha's love for Krishna, the enemy of the demon Mura. I'm calling here. Although Radha's love is all-pervading, it tends to increase at every moment. Although it is important, it is devoid of pride, and although it is pure, it is always beset with duplicity. There's a verse from the Dana Keli Kumudi of Srila Rupa Goswami. Se Primara Sri Radhika Parama Ashray, Se Primara Ami Hoy Kevala Vishai. Sri Radhika is the highest abode of that love, and I'm its only object. Vishaya Jatiya Sukha Amara Aswad Amahoite Kotigun Ashrayera Alad. I taste the bliss to which the object of love is entitled, but the pleasure of Radha, the abode of that love, is 10 million times greater. Ashraya Jatiya Sukha Paite Manadai Jatni Ashwadite Nari Ki Kori Upai. My mind races to taste the pleasure experienced by the abode, but I cannot taste it even by my best efforts. How may I taste it? Kabu Jadi E Premara Hoy Ashroy Tabi E Premandera Anubhava Hoy. If sometimes I can be the abode of that love, only then may I taste its joy. Eta Chintiro He Krishna Parama Kotuki Ridaye Badaye Prema Loba Daktaki. Thinking this way, Lord Krishna was curious to taste that love. His eager desire for that love increasingly blazed in his heart. E Ekshuna Ara Lobera Prakar Swamadhur Yadeki Krishna Korana Vichar. That is one desire. Now please hear of another. Seeing his own beauty, Lord Krishna began to consider. Adbhutananta Purna Muramadhurima Trijagate Ihar Keho Nahi Pai Sima. My sweetness is wonderful, infinite, and full. No one in the three worlds can find its limit. E prema dware nitya radhika ekali amara madhuryam rita ashwade sakali. Only Radhika, by the strength of her love, tastes all the nectar of my sweetness. Jajapi nirmala radhar sat prema darpan tatapi swachata tara bare kanikan. Although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. Amara madhurya asti badite avakashe e darpanera age nava Nava Rupe Base. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. So here the word, the mirror is Srimati Radharani. She's like a mirror showing the sweetness of Krishna. So the word for mirror is Darpana. So you also know that word from Mahaprabhu's Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. No, it's not that verse. It's from the first verse of the Sikshastika. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadava Agni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavaru Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Purnam Rita Swaranam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So Cheto Darpana, there's the word Darpana, mirror. The holy name cleanses all the dust from the mirror of the mind. And Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, and extinguishes the blazing fire of material existence which burns in the heart. So, although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. Amara madhuranahi badite abakashe e darpanera age navanava rupa bhave navanava rupa bhashe amara madhuryanahi badite abakashe e darpanera age Naba Rupe Base. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. Man Madhurya Radhar Prema Dohe Horakori Kane Kane Bade Dohe Kehonahi Hari. There is constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. Amara Madhurya Nitya Nava Nava Hoy Swaswa Prema Anurupa Bhakti Ashvadoy. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respectable love. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. Darpana je deki jadi apana madhuri ashwadite hoy loba ashwadite nari. If I see my sweetness in the mirror, I am tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. Vichara koriye jadi ashwara upai Radhika Swarup Hoite Tabe Manadai. If I deliberate on a way to taste it, I find that I hanker for the position of Radhika. Aparikalita Purva Kaschamat Karakori Surati Mama Gariyan Esha Madhurya Puraha Ayamaham Apihanta Priksha Yam Lubda Cheda Sarabhasham Upabhoktum Kamaye Radhikeva. Who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before and which causes wonder to all. Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it like Srimati Radharani. Krishna Madhuryera Ek Swabhavika Bal Krishna Adi Naranari Koraye Chanchal. The beauty of Krishna has one natural strength. It thrills the hearts of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. Shravane Darshane Akarshaye Sarvaman Apana Ashwarite Krishna Korana Jatan. All minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute, or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself makes efforts to taste that sweetness. E madhuryamrita panasara jay hare Krishna shanti nahi Krishna bare nirantare. The thirst of one who always drinks the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, that thirst increases constantly. Atripta hoya kore vidira nindam. Atripta hoya kore vidira nindan. Avidagda vidi balo najane nir Srijan. Such a person, being unsatisfied, begins to blaspheme Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and is simply inexperienced. Koti netra nahi dila, sabe dila dui, tahate nimesha Krishna ki dekiba mui. He has not even given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He is given only 2 eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the beauty of love, how then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? Lord Brahma has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He has given only 2 eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? Atati yad bhavan ani kananan trutir yugayate tvam apashyatam kutila kuntalam shri mukam chate jara urikshatam pakshma ridrasham. The gopis said, O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curling hair, a half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us. And we consider the Creator, Lord Brahma, who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you, to be simply a fool, because he's caused those eyes to be defective by blinking. Gopyascha Krishnam upalabhya chirad abhishtam yad prekshane drishishu pakshma kritam shapanti drigbirdi kritam malam parirabhya sarvas tad bhavam apur api nitya yujam durapam. The gopis saw their beloved Krishna as at Kurukshetra after a long separation. They secured and embraced him in their hearts through their eyes, and they attained joy so intense that not even perfect yogis can attain it. The gopis cursed the Creator for creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. Krishna Valokana Bhina Netra Falanahi An Jai Jana Krishna Deki Se Bhagavan. There is no consummation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is most fortunate indeed. Akshan Vatam Phalam Idam Na Param Vidama Sakya Pashun Anu Viveshayator Vayasyai Vaktram Rajena Sutayor Anuvenu Justam Yar Vanipitam Anurakta Kanaksha Moksham. The gopis said, O friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate. As the 2 sons enter the forest surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, They hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. Gopyas tapakim acharan yad amusharupam lavanyasaram asamordvam ananyasidam drigbi pibanti anusava binavam durapam ekantadama yashasa shriya aishvarasya. The women of Mathura said, what austerities must the gopis have performed with their eyes? They always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled. This is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. Okay. Apurva Madhuri Krishnera Apurva Tarabo Jahara Shavane Mana Hoy Talamal. The sweetness of Krishna is unprecedented, and its strength is also unprecedented. Simply by one's hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. Krishnera Madhurye Krishne Upajay Loba Samyak Ashwadite Nare Mane Rohe Gam. Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. Eta Dutiya Hetur Kohila Vivaran Tritiya Hetura Eve Shunaha Lakan. This is a description of his second desire. Now please listen as I describe the third. So the first two desires was that Krishna desires to know the glory of Srimati Radharani's love. The second desire is Krishna desires to experience or know that sweetness in himself that only Srimati Radharani can know fully. And now we're dealing with the third desire of Krishna. There's three desires. And these are the internal reasons for Krishna wanting to come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Niyanta Nigure Rasara Siddhanta Swarupa Gosai Matra Janena Ekanta Gopa Ramanam Kama Iti Agamat Pratam Iti Udav Vadayo Pietam Vanshanti Bhagavat Priya. The pure love of the gopis has become celebrated by the name lust. The dear devotees of the Lord, headed by Sri Uddhava, desired to taste that love. Kama Premhakara Vibhina Lakan Loha Arahema Jai. Characteristics just as iron and gold have different natures. Atmendriya Priti Vansha Tare Molikam Krishnendriya Priti Icha Dare Premanam. The desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, lust. But the desire to please the senses of Sri Krishna is prema, love. Kamera tatparya nija sambhoga kevala Krishna sukha tatparya matra primata prabhal. The object of lust is only an enjoyment of one's own senses, but love caters to the enjoyment of Lord Krishna, and thus it is very powerful. Lokadharma, Vedadharma, Deho Dharma, Karma, Laja, Darya, Deho Sukha, Atma Sukha, Marma, Dustyaja, Aryapata, Nija Parijan. Swajane Karaye Jata Tarana Barsan. It won't interfere. Sarvatyaga Kore Kore Krishna Rabhajan. Krishna Sukha Hetu Kore Prema Sevan. Lokadharma, Vedadharma, Dehodharma Karma. Lajadarya, Deho Sukha, Atma Sukha Marma. Dustyaja Aryabhata Nijya Parijan Swajane Karaye Jatu Tarana Barsan Sarvatyaga Kore Kore Krishna Rabhajan Krishna Sukha Hetu Kore Prema Sevan. Serious social customs, scriptural injunctions, bodily demands, fruitive actions, shyness, patience, bodily pleasures, self-gratification, and the path of Varnashram Dharma, which is difficult to give up. The gopis have forsaken all these, as well as their own relatives and their punishment and scolding, for the sake of serving Lord Krishna. They render loving service to him for the sake of his enjoyment. Ihake kohiye Krishned Drid Anurag Swachanda Dota Bastre Jaiche Nahi Kondag. That is called firm attachment to Lord Krishna. It is spotlessly pure, like a clean cloth that has no stain. Ateva kama preme bahuta antar kama andatama prema nirmala bakar. Therefore lust and love are quite different. Lust is like dense darkness, but love is like the bright sun. Ateva gopi ganer nahi kama kanda Krishna sukha lagi matra Krishna se sambandha. Thus there is not the slightest taint of lust in the gopis' love. Their relationship with Krishna is only for the sake of his enjoyment. Yate sujata chananam buruham staneshu bita shanai priya tadimahi karkasheshu tena tavim atasi tad vyatatena kim sweet Korpadi bir brahmati dir bavad ayusham naha. O dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft that we place them gently on our breasts, fearing that your feet will be hurt. Our life rests only in you. Our minds therefore are filled with anxiety that your tender feet might be wounded by pebbles as you roam about on the forest path. Atma sukha duke gopir nahika bichar Krishna sukha hetu cheshta mano vyavahar. Gopis do not care for their own pleasures or pains. All their physical and mental activities are directed toward offering enjoyment to Lord Krishna. Krishna lagi ara sabha kori parityag Krishna sukha hetu kori Shuddha Anurag. They renounced everything for Krishna. They have pure attachment to giving Krishna pleasure. Evam mad arto jita loka veda swanam hivo mai anuvrittaye balaha maya paroksham bhajata tirohitam manushitum murchit Manushitam marhata tat priyam priyaha. O my beloved gopis, you have renounced social customs, scriptural injunctions, and your relatives for my sake. I disappeared behind you only to increase your concentration upon me. Since I disappeared for your benefit, you should not be displeased with me. Krishnera pratigya eke ache purva hoite jai jaiche bhaje Krishna tare bhaje taiche. Lord Krishna has a promise from before to reciprocate with his devotees according to the way they worship him. Yeyatamam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manusya partha sarvashaha. In whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita. Jai pratigya banga hoila gopira bhajane tahate premana Krishna Shri Mukha Vachane. That promise has been broken by the worship of the gopis, as Lord Krishna himself admits. Naparayeham niravadya samyujatam Naparayeham niravadya samyujam Swasadu krityam vibud Naparayeham niravadya samyujam Swasadu krityam vibudayushapivaha Yamabhajam durjaya geha shrinkala samvrischatadva pratiyatu sadhuna. O gopis, I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties, which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation. So I'm going to stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue. So here, Krishna says, in the Gita, he speaks, Yeyatam mam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham Mama Vartmanu Vartate Tamstataiva Bhajamyaham. He says, in whatever way one surrenders to me, I respond or I repay. Okay. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Ganadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raguna Jai Gosai Gauri Charana Bandhan Jai Te Vignana Shabista Puran Shabista Puran Jai Gosai Jai Mui Tarana Jai Gosai Jai Dasabara para Renu Mora Panchagras Dasabara para Renu Nitai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilama Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriya Hare Naam Sankirtana Kohe Naragamuna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashta Tara Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashta Tara Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Srila Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai 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 Om Vishnupad Vishvaparanya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai Jai Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Ki Jai Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Shri Koladev Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram Ki Jai Ganga Devi Ki Jai Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Vrindavanam Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogopi Govardhan Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Hare Bol.